All right, I guess let's get this party started. So, we actually just watched. I just watched the girl go on and Destiny had a conversation. I'll link that in the description. I don't know if I'm going to release this video first or the other one first. It depends on like what's going on with monetization. Because it's been like a little weird lately with the monetization. You know, what are you gonna do? So we'll see. But anyway, I guess I feel like now I'm kind of too deep. You know, I'm not super invested in this situation, but now I feel like I'm too deep in. I mean, I saw what she had to say. Now I want to see what Fresh has, or excuse me, Walter. Walter, what do you have to say? So let's see what we got. This is their live stream addressing the pregnancy allegations with family attorney James Sexton. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see. Very interesting GTA intro. You could probably skip past that. And we could skip past that.
You made one too, right?
So
we got Ken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speculating.
Speaking of facts, we got a special guest in the house, matter of fact.
We
brought
do.
in the big guns for this one because we knew
best attorney for divorce and family matters, James Sexton in the house.
he's calling in from New York.
Gentlemen, it's all funny.
Oh, I remember this guy. He's interesting. I kind of liked him. He did. I think he talked to Lex Friedman and then somebody else. Very interesting.
Games until the lawyer shows up, you know?
Yeah, man. Obviously, we ain't messing around on this one because, yeah, I mean,
it's serious.
You know, obviously we were making some jokes on last week or whatever about it, but no, man, I mean, this is some pretty serious stuff. So
Yeah. This is you know, this is as serious gets. I appreciate you guys having me on.
I mean, overall, the situation seems like Myron, or excuse me, I keep saying confusing Myron and Walter, Fresh Prince, lied to a girl. And like it seems like his consistent tactic, because we watched a clip on like the H3 podcast somebody had brought to my attention. I didn't catch it the first time I watched that. Like he is very open about how every woman he meets like meets his mother, and apparently that's like one of his tactics is to like have these girls meet his mom and to like make it seem like it's more serious than it is. So like this guy did that. He's not a very good person. Walter did that, and the girl fell for it, and now it's getting messy. I feel like it sucks, but I don't feel bad for either of them because they're both not good people. You're dating a red pillar. Like you decided to date somebody in the red pill. Like you dated the literal red pill podcast person, and you didn't expect it to go like this. That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay.
I've been talking to both of you for quite some time, and as soon as I can get myself out of a courtroom into Miami,
I feel bad for the kid more than anything else. Yeah,
I'm excited to spend some time with you. But
Please do.
yeah, when I spoke to Walter earlier today, I said, all right, well, you know what? I think I got to jump on and be the one to say a few things because I know he is dying to say a whole bunch of things, and a lot of those things he got to discuss with me that are subject to attorney-client privilege. But to then share them with the world right now is a challenging kind of a thing and would be absolutely against my advice. Sorry to spoil the party to everyone who wanted to hear all the salacious details at this moment. However,
yeah, I mean, it's smart to just take this and run with it in like a court of law. That's just smart. You know, I don't like Walter, but it would make more sense if he just didn't really talk about much of this anymore. It's just, and also I don't think that this ever should have became public. Like if she can do whatever she wants. She wants to keep the baby, that's her choice. She wants to sue him, that's her choice. Or whatever they do, I don't understand. Like her taking it public, not a good plan. I mean, it makes it seem like you're trying to do this for attention. You know, I don't know if I believe that 100%. I listened to like her old conversation. She seems genuine enough. She seems like she's a very vindictive person that's like was hurt by Walter. Got played by a Geodude, a human Geodude. It's incredible. But like, yeah, I feel like we need to like normalize not making all this stuff so public. It's very annoying.
there are some things that need to be said, and I'm happy to say them. What I'll say, first of all, is you know what? I have good news and I have bad news. You've had a hell of a week, so I'm going to let you pick what you want first. You want the good news first? You want the bad news first?
Man, it's been tough, bro. Yo, just give me good news, bro. Give us some good news, man.
Good news? Okay.
I'm a little confused. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm playing SOD. I'm playing on Wild Growth Alliance. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it too much from a content perspective. His audience does not care. Nobody really cares about this situation. His audience isn't disappointed in him. Like, so what is like? I guess it's frustrating because he'll probably have to pay child support. But
here's the good news. there's a lot of question as to when a man can truly say he's successful. You know, I have a client who's worth $8 billion. I represent professional athletes, celebrities, primarily because I'm based in New York City. I represent a lot of people in finance, hedge fund people, crypto people. And there's always a question about when are you really successful? Is it your first 10 million when you become an 8-figure kind of guy? Is it the first time you buy a Lambo and you pay cash for it? Is it the first time you fly private? Is it the first time you buy a jet?
I feel like when you can survive and you have a family and enough money to survive, you know, I guess success depends on like your vaulting off point. But okay.
Is it when is it?
I consider myself pretty successful. I have a wife that I love, a job that I like. I'm comfortable money-wise. I'm pretty happy, you know? Yeah, I don't know.
And what I will say as someone who's been practicing family law for 25 years is a man is really not truly successful until the 304s come out of the woodwork and say, I have your baby. I'm pregnant with your baby. I need to talk to you about the baby.
Well, I mean, my question is, why are you fucking around with hoes when you're 30-something years old? You know, I know he's their lawyer, and I generally like this guy, but why are you messing around with these women? And I say to the women too, why are you messing around with these men? Like, you're fucking around with fuckboys. You're fucking around with hoes. Whose fault is it when things go bad? Both of your faults. Like, I don't feel any pity for any. Like, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, you're 35 years old. Like, you shouldn't have hoes. It's time to grow up, and to you should be looking to settle down and have a family, not to be a degenerate that does whatever he wants. Like, that's not the mark of a real man. It's so.
What are we going to do about the baby? And surprisingly, instead of having that conversation like a civilized human being with a working prefrontal cortex, most of the time what they choose to do is to post it on social media, because that's absolutely what a good future mom, potentially, or rational human being who's not.
He's not necessarily wrong. The whole putting it on social media thing was just ridiculous.
Just looking to shake someone down for money would do. You go right to social media.
Sure. I mean, that does sound like what to me. Here's my thing. I again, that might be what she's doing. I think that she's trying to hurt him and trying to be vindictive. I don't think that she's okay. This is what, generally speaking, she's probably trying to shake him down for money. I don't think that she went into the I think this is what I've been trying to say. I don't think she went into this relationship trying to shake him down for money. I think that it's more now. It's like, oh, you broke my heart. I'm gonna fuck with you. You know what I mean? You got me pregnant, so now I'm gonna blah 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 blah. Do some vindictive shit. That's what I think more than anything else. Could be wrong.
It certainly isn't the kind of thing a clout-chasing no one would do. So ultimately, I want to congratulate you. That's the good news, is that you have officially arrived, my friend, and you are sitting among some of the greatest, most celebrated, wealthiest people in the world, many of whom I have represented, but you never heard anything really about it other than the little momentary blip that it came up, if at all, because they did what is now unfortunately going to be the bad news. And that is, there are two words, my friend, that are not in your vocabulary currently, and they haven't been for years, and it's the reason why you're successful. But you need to repeat those two words after me, so let's practice together right now. Ready? No.
No.
Comment.
Oh, comment. Okay.
That's excellent advice, dude. He should not have been talking from the start. Unironically. You know, and I understand from a content creator perspective, it's kind of tough to not want to talk about a controversy that you might be in because there's so many eyes on you and it's frustrating and you feel like people are misrepresenting you and XYZ. But at the end of the day, you got to try not to talk about this stuff. You know, you got to just not talk about it because it doesn't help you in the court of law. It might help you in the court of public opinion, but then their lawyer gets to pick apart everything that you're saying and they get time to formulate a defense. At the end of the day, it's about winning. So you both get a lawyer and you both try to win. And what you both do is you both lie. It's just a reality. You sensationalize in either direction. Unless the facts are so much on your side. But you're generally going to sensationalize as much as possible in your direction and meet somewhere in the middle. If you give out information, all you're doing is giving, your opponent in this moment, at this point, the opportunity to come up with a defense. So you just have to be like, no comment,
Okay.
No. Comment.
All right.
Okay, so you got to learn to say that.
Wait.
And it's really unfortunate because I know you are dying to talk about many of the things, many of the counter narrative, the facts as opposed to the fictions, the way that things are weaponized and weaponized inappropriately, the massive holes in stories. That there's a lot to be discussed.
Sure.
But revenge is a dish best served cold.
Wait,
Sure.
And right now,
And especially since, again, Walter's audience does not care. Nobody in his audience is sitting here like, oh man, what a bad guy for leading some girl on, and and fucking with some whatever, like a 304. Nobody's saying, like, nobody's in his audience is like against him. People outside of his audience are goofing on him a little bit, like I am. I think he's a scumbag that like just manipulates women to try to have sex with them, and like this, he's like, yeah. But at the same time, also, like, she knew what she was getting into. You dated a fresh and fit podcast host. You knew who he was. You've been on the show before. You're kind of an idiot. Sorry, but like, so yeah,
right now, there are civil and criminal penalties for the kinds of behaviors that we're looking at right now. So I want you, as your counsel, and again, you're free to ignore my advice. Plenty of times people ignore my advice, and sometimes I'm grateful when they do it because it creates a lot more chaos, which makes me a lot more money.
Okay.
Peace does not make me any money. Chaos makes me money.
I guess based.
But I'm telling you, my advice to you, I've said this to you
wild.
earlier privately, is there has to be, for the moment, no specific comment. There really has to be, because the level of issues that are being caused right now by a third party in terms of what they are exposing themselves to. There's an old saying, never interrupt the enemy when they're in the process of committing suicide. And this is,
hey, don't be so intensive.
This is a situation where you are, as much as I know, you are dying to get the counter narrative and the facts out there, the reality out there, as opposed to the garbage that's out there right now.
Yeah.
An intelligent, strategic success.
This is an interesting situation going on, because if I was a lawyer, okay, if I was a lawyer and I had a good understanding of how social media worked, and I wanted to provide my client some levity and the ability to explain without having to explain, this is what I would do. You have your lawyer coming on, who is somebody that's generally going to be perceived as an authoritative figure in this moment, saying basically implying or saying that the facts are on your side, you're in the right, she's in the wrong, and I know you want to say it, but it's not the right play. And that might be true. Or, again, this is what a lawyer is supposed to do, is they're supposed to sensationalize in your direction, right? So, like, I wouldn't doubt, especially because, like, I've seen him do some content before, not himself necessarily, but he makes the rounds. He did Soft White Underbelly is where I first saw him. I wouldn't doubt that this is part of that tactic. It's smart, by the way. It would be a phenomenal optics tactic, but I think it might be part of it.
Successful man knows that irrationality, impulsivity, and emotionalism are luxuries reserved for the ladies. They are not for an intelligent, strategic, thoughtful man who is making tactical moves on the advice of counsel. So that is my little rant. That is my little caveat.
Fair enough.
And I'm glad you gave me the chance to say.
I got to say one thing, though.
Yeah.
First and foremost,
We do have the phone call.
but I will say this. I personally should not have nutted within a 304 like this. Now, granted, things happen, whether true or not, but like you said, James, I'll keep my mouth shut. There's also info here I want to share with the chat.
Wow.
You know, this
I'm fucking gooning, brother. I'm so excited to hear this.
I have to tell you, the recording we are discussing, and in all of these situations, when there is a recording of this kind, which there always is, because why would you be recording the conversation unless you plan to use that to stick somebody up?
Yeah.
Sure. Fundamentally, removing this situation from it, it's not necessarily, well, I mean, apparently it's illegal in their state to record with one party, because, they have like two-party record consent. It's not necessarily a bad idea to record for your own protection, and so that you have evidence of wrongdoing. That by itself, it really is not bad. In this case, is it? Maybe. That's a judgment call. The way you do it can certainly be bad. If you're trying to coax information out of it, you're going to look bad. But fundamentally, like, it's really not bad to be like, it's not a bad idea to kind of be prepared. I mean, if somebody screwed you over, if somebody's trying to screw you over, then, getting that information it's not a bad idea. You know, coaxing that information out would be very helpful. So that's all I'm saying.
You know, normal, rational human beings who are acting in good faith don't record their conversations. You know, especially too when they're being mindful of the fact that there's a difference between a one-party state and a two-party state when it comes to consent for recordings, and that again, it's a felony in the state of Florida to record a conversation without the consent of the other party. And if you then publish it, that's a separate felony. So that's 2 felonies for the price of 1. But again, the reality here is,
yeah, she really screwed herself on that one.
if you want to play the recording, go ahead. People heard.
It's interesting because she was talking about how she lawyered up, and it's like, if you lawyered up, then what the fuck are you doing, girl? You know, like, you think you would have fucking known a little bit better, and not done this. Like, if you genuinely lawyered up, then why the fuck, like, wouldn't they advise you not to release the recording? You know, or even record it? So it seems weird because she said she got a lawyer. I'm starting to think that she didn't, because they would have said you shouldn't do what you're doing. It's gonna hurt you it's gonna mess you. You're gonna lose.
Listen to it. You know what? Congratulations. You're important enough of a person that people actually pay attention when someone's talking about you. And that is in and of itself an accomplishment. There are a whole lot of guys right now.
It's like paying his lawyer to fucking jerk his dick off right
now. Who a girl is calling them and saying, you know, I'm having a baby and it's definitely yours. And nobody cares. No one would care. No one's interested. Everyone's just looking at it going, okay, whatever. It happens. The reality is, in your situation, everybody's very interested in this. Everybody wants to talk about it. But again,
yeah, it's something to talk about, man.
Yeah. The reality for you is there are civil and criminal remedies for the kinds of things that are happening here.
Yeah.
And they're not to be leveled at you. So if we want to listen to that recording, you want to play that recording for anybody who's been under a rock and didn't get to hear it, fine. The only context I would give before playing it is listen to it. Is that a normal conversation? Is this a conversation of a woman who is having a sincere conversation with a human being? Or is this
probably not? It's hard to tell because there's a language barrier and she only released like 2 minutes of it, but it's probably not.
Someone who knows that they're recording this. And when you know you're the one who's recording the conversation and that you can change it, modify it, splice it, edit it. You don't hear what was on the call before. You don't hear what was on the call after. And to be candid, guys, you know, I don't know if anybody realizes we're living in 2024. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a courtroom where there is audio that we've had to have digital forensic experts come in, spend $30,000 to show that it was modified audio. You know, you can go right now. There's any number of products available right now from OpenAI, ChatGPT, all the various companies that are doing this type of work where you can take small snippets of someone's audio. And
it's interesting because I doubt that happened. But like, again, this guy's smart. Just him bringing that up, that could have been a factor. Just him bringing that up is enough. It's enough for him to be like, you know, that there's the enhanced audio, where you can digitally alter audio with like AI technology. Now people are sitting there like, oh, that's true, and the implication is like maybe that happened here, and so like it's adding hints of doubt into people. The guy's very clever. He's a very good lawyer. At least I think so far. He's definitely playing the game. You know, she better hope she gets a good lawyer, man, because this is going to be a little shattering for her.
You can have this person saying 5 or 10 sentences, and then you can literally dub anything that's to be said. And I have to tell you, you may not know it, guys, there's a lot of recordings of you talking out there. I could put together almost, if you said almost any word in the English language, I could find an example of you saying it. So again, I think it's very, very important if you're going to listen to this or any recording of some.
I will say that, like, it's at this stage, from what I've seen, it's very easy to tell if something is AI, or at least in my opinion. I feel like anybody who's okay at the internet would be able to tell. You know, if you're moderately good at if you're moderately okay, understand the internet, you'd be able to tell. So.
Some poor innocent young woman who's calling some fellow and just happens to be recording it and just happens to be making sure that when she's having that conversation, she seems like something of a victim in the situation and keeps steering the situation in directions that would make for good internet publication. You know, when you listen to it with that ear. See if it sounds a little bit different.
Let's play it just for the audience to kind of, because it's kind of actually crazy when you listen to it. And it's amazing that like people don't have the critical thinking skills to not see that clearly this was like intentional. And it's funny because she made
well, yeah, it's intentional that she recorded, and it's obviously illegal and dumb of her to do. That doesn't necessarily make her wrong to record. You know, if this was in a two-party, if this was in like New York, I'm pretty sure no, we wouldn't be having like part of the conversation of illegality would be gone. We'd still be having a conversation about her intent. And there's a difference between her intent of trying to screw him over versus her intent of trying to get information out of him potentially. Either way, again, this should have never been made public. This is stupid.
She made this phone call, and then literally within minutes, it's up on Instagram. Like,
oh, and I have to tell you,
like, I was like, what the hell?
I could have dubbed this call because as I'm listening, I'm going, oh yeah, it's this one. Like I have listened now to 50 of these from professional athletes, influencers, hedge fund guys.
Maybe these guys should stop fucking around with these fucking thoughts, man. Like, has everybody ever thought about that? Like, what are you doing?
Top name surgeons in the city at top hospitals. I mean, it really is. Successful men have a target on their back. And this is one of the most classic old school shakedowns. This is one of those ones that, again, I could do the phone call. Like, I could have told you. I listened to it and I was like, oh, yeah, it's that. It's like,
stop coming inside of girls. I don't know. That's the thing, man. I don't know. I mean, you're better protected if you stop fucking around.
Like, it's like she went in and picked like menu option A, and that's the call. It's like I could, if it wasn't breaking attorney-client privilege, I got about a half a dozen celebrities that you've probably seen in films and TV that I'd put you in touch with, and they'd go, oh yeah, I got that call. I remember that call. Her name was Janet. Oh, I remember that call. That was Kiki. And that's how it is. And by the way, you guys live in the city where those calls always come from. I don't know what it is about Miami. Maybe that's why I haven't come on. I'm afraid I'm going to show up in Miami and suddenly I'll get out of the airplane and someone will claim they're pregnant with my child. Like, I'm afraid that will happen instantly when I...
Well, I mean, if that's something that's happening in Miami a lot, maybe it's because that's where all the, fuck boys and fuck girls go. Like, yeah.
Get off of the plane at MIA airport.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No worries. We'll run it real quick, and then I know Fresh can't talk as much, but I'll give a little bit of my commentary because... I haven't said anything about this shit either, and obviously, let's just play the call real fast.
I saw him crying on. I saw him crying on Twitter. I was like, why? Why is he getting so worked up over this situation? That means like it. Truthfully, like I don't get it. Like this means like it doesn't mean anything. This situation is like so like. His audience does not care, so I don't understand.
Yeah, let's just play it.
Go for it.
Obviously, I know that there's legal proceedings going on. Oh, go ahead, Bills. My bad.
Well, I mean, she leaked it already, so you might as well, I guess.
I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and it's over.
No. I'm pregnant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good.
I am pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill.
I remember making a comment about how like all religions kill. So
you're not killing.
Pause.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but she's using extreme language and she's calling, saying, "I don't want to do this," etc. And she's fishing for a response. Right? It's
yeah. Thank you, Myron, for pointing out the obvious. We understand that.
Very obvious. And the thing too is that like, I mean, I know this. Like, there was an agreement that they weren't going to ever have kids. Like, but why is she calling now saying,
"Oh, I mean, that might be." I don't know if that's true. If that's true, that might be true. That if that part is true, if they have proof and like I need to see it, just them saying I don't trust them. But if he has proof, that's it. That's the end of the conversation. If there is proof of them having an agreement of like I never want to have any kids, it's like she's done for. Like it is 100%. It's just it's done for. It doesn't really change my opinion on her, I guess, because like she's obviously doing like being vindictive in this situation. But it's like, well, I guess it does kind of change. Like, yeah, that would be interesting. But again, I can't just instantly believe it. Like, I need more.
Why I'm pregnant?
It's so funny because how she's talking, I'm like shocked because I'm like, normally you don't talk like this.
Yeah,
it's more like it's following a script. Yeah, almost. But
wow.
I'm like,
and it's good on your part because you didn't really say too much.
Nah,
but
I'm
pretty sure they had like a 45-minute conversation. No.
I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So
again, there was an agreement that they weren't gonna like have kids or anything like that, and then now she's coming in saying like, "Oh, I'm pregnant and I don't want to kill the baby."
I mean, listen. Here's the thing: is that when we saw the false allegations against Myron from that one girl that went on to the H3 podcast, we saw Myron is very methodical about like this is what he's very methodical about like making sure that he has proof that he basically hasn't done anything wrong. Or that he keeps his proof, He's extra careful, which is probably smart, given what he's doing. So I would imagine that like they would both engage in similar tactics of like making sure that they have everything crossed up. I would hope. So, like, you know what I mean? So I would expect him to have proof more than the average person because of that.
Baby and all this other stuff, and it's like, what the hell? Like,
And she brought in religion.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing right now?
She's not religious, guys. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on.
Well, I have a question about why do you say that? And the only reason I ask you that is because this guy claims he's religious, despite the fact that he's like a fucking, he's basically a whoremonger. So it's like, if you're invalidating her potential religious beliefs because she also is doing similar behavior, I mean, like, you didn't be invalidating yours as well. And I know that he claims that he's like a Muslim. Like, a lot of these red pill guys are like pretending that they're religious now as like a fucking grift.
I want to keep the baby.
Okay. Well, like I said, I just don't want any kids.
Pause.
No.
Very obvious fishing for a response, like, what the hell are you doing? No, you better not, blah, blah, blah. Like, she was trying to fish for an emotional reaction to make you look crazy there.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess.
And this is a pretty classic tactic, guys, because the reality is that, I've done this in a courtroom so many times. I've played these kinds of recordings. I can't tell you how many times I've heard what are you doing? No, don't hit me. Oh, my God. What is that knife? Why do you have that knife? And
Jesus Christ. It's not quite as extreme as that, but what the fuck?
meanwhile, my client's like, I was on the other side of the room, and I had a banana in my hand that I was eating, And oh my God, what is that gun you're holding? So
what's that gun? It's just my hard cock.
So the sound I have heard many times, the sound I just heard, and that is the sound of a man who almost sounds like he's got PTSD. But he's like, wait, what are we talking about? What is going on? Like,
my hard cock.
Who am I talking to right now? This sounds insane. Who speaks this way? Who pauses in that way as if okay, now let's let you talk. Let's get some dramatic effect going. Like, this is not a conversation between two adults.
I don't know, maybe a fucking Asian person who doesn't know how to speak English perfectly. But no, I mean, I generally agree with them.
Adults who are talking about something not for performance purposes, one-sided performance purposes, but because they actually want to have a dialogue. And again, ask yourselves, what kind of person, if you were dealing with something truthful and this serious, does this, records it, and immediately publishes it on the internet? And then continues to follow it up with more internet postings. What kind of human being, is a serious human being do that? Does a person who has any
Gotta run that drama tour, baby.
respect or respect for other people do that?
Does someone who actually want to have a kid do that?
No.
Like that's the other thing too for all you simps.
Again, like, listen, again, I don't really care about her or him, but like, it's possible. This is the way that like I kind of interpret it. It's that she was dating this guy. She liked him a lot. She feels like he fucked her over. And then their relationship ends, and then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna be vindictive, and I'm gonna like hurt him, and I'm gonna hurt him by like going on the internet and fucking with him because that's like his space. I'm curious about what the baby angle is. I'm curious if she like got pregnant accidentally and had the kid. If it was intentional by her, if it was intentional by both of them, because that's like a huge question I have too. She mentions in her text message that she stopped taking birth control because she was like ready to have a kid, but there was no mention that he was explicitly ready either. There's like a lot of unanswered aspects of this. But like, yeah, if they have proof that he never wanted to have a kid and he was open about that, and that's gonna be a smoking gun.
Just in the fucking chat right now. Bro, do you think someone who's actually really pregnant with a child will do this shit? Like,
Well, and what I'll tell you too is a classic tactic on this. Classic tactic.
Oh, is they trying to say that like what the fuck do I have this? Are they trying to say that like she's not actually pregnant? Is that the okay?
On this,
like, it's a fucking Simpson.
It becomes the I'm going to need some money for the to terminate pregnancy. I'm also going to need some money to recover after that because it was very traumatic for me. Or if that shakedown doesn't work, it turns in a couple of months. Oh, I lost the baby. My goodness, I lost the baby. It's so. And by the way,
I mean, I guess I didn't really consider that. She could just say that she. I mean, it's possible. This is the thing. This is what they're. This is. Listen, here's the thing. This is smart because none of this might be true, or it might all be true. Doesn't matter because now, even in my brain, like these are good points. Now there's tremendous hints of doubt. It's like, yeah, what if she is a shakedown? Like, what happens if maybe she is just trying to shake him down? Maybe she is gonna say, like a couple of months from now that she's no longer pregnant. Maybe she, I don't know, man. They definitely plan to go on with this guy. It doesn't mean that he's wrong, by the way, but he's doing a fantastic job planting this seed of doubt.
way, now I'm very upset that I lost the baby. And obviously I'm not going to return the money for the stroller and for the car and for all the down payment on the condo that I said that I needed because I was going to have your child. But yes, I lost the baby. And if you say, well, are you sure you were pregnant? How dare you ask that? Look, I have something from Planned Parenthood that I've posted on my social media that, there's no way to edit a PDF, guys. Don't you know that? Don't you know there's no way to take a generic piece of paper from Planned Parenthood that anybody could get for $10 and change it to say whatever it is you wanted to say? And then in a few months, just turn around and say, oh, I lost the baby. It's such a tragedy. And again, if you defend yourself, if you say anything in the court of public opinion, you lose no matter what, which is why, again, revenge is a dish best served cold. There are criminal and civil penalties for this kind of behavior.
Wait, I can't respond, right? Damn. I want to say something so bad.
You cannot respond. Sorry. I'm directing you not to respond. I know you want to. They can kill me in the chat if they want to. Grow up, go to law school, and then you can tell your clients whatever the hell you want to tell them. But I am telling you, this is not the time to make this comment. Because I know there's a lot of additional information you have, because I know that information. But I'm telling you, now is not the time. Yeah. Let somebody just keep digging the hole. Let them just keep digging the hole, because that's the time you unleash the information.
Unleash the big beast.
Play the thing.
Please keep going. This is a few more seconds.
Yeah, it's a few more seconds. And it's crazy to me how people are, immediately saying like, "Oh, she's pregnant. You're encouraging an abortion, etc." Bro, we don't know if it's even true. Like, they say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Like, bro, this at the end of the day, let me just fucking say this. She's mad because Fresh didn't want to get her a fucking apartment in Miami. Ta-da! There you guys fucking go. All right. She's mad because Fresh didn't want to fucking get her an apartment in Miami, and he didn't want to be with her no more. That's why she's doing all this shit. All right?
Maybe. I truly wonder, though, still. What I truly wonder, though, is did she lead him on? Or, excuse me, did he lead her on? Was he like a piece of shit and like promised the world to her? Meet my mom, do my this, do my that. Because meeting your mom is a big deal. And like I know that there's people who talk. We talk about this. Meeting someone's mom is a big deal, in my opinion. It's like a sign that things could be serious. Not necessarily serious yet, but like you're meeting someone's mom. And I know a lot of people are like, oh well, they've only been together for 3 months. They're older, and like when you get older, you get more mature. Generally speaking, you usually it's easier to get into a relationship a little more quickly because you like know what you want a little bit more. So to me, like, 3 months with two 30-year-olds, 3 months into a relationship is like a 20-year-old a year into the relationship, in my opinion. So there's a lot of varying factors.
She did a pregnancy test before in fucking Barbados and it came back negative. Sorry, I had to fucking say this shit. It's fucking annoying me. These fucking ass clowns in the chat saying all this bullshit, whatever. There's a high likelihood it's not true, and she's doing this shit because she knows that she's done. She knows that he don't want to be with her.
That might be true, or it might be true that you guys like are against abortion, and now like you look kind of hypocritical of advocating for abortion, right? So those are two different potentials.
Her no more, so she's like, let me take the fucking building down with me. Let me burn this bitch down and make him look terrible. Let me record this fucking phone call, premeditated, call it, make him get a reaction so I could put this shit on the internet, put it on Instagram stories immediately after. It happened to me. What is it? You guys remember 3 years ago? Some fucking chick, 3 weeks later, oh, I'm pregnant. It was a fucking lie. She used that shit to do a media run, went everywhere, did interviews all over the place, ran her OnlyFans up. Did you guys forget about that? That shit happened to me too.
Why are you fucking around OnlyFans girls all the time then? It's like you're fucking eating tobacco. It's like, what are you doing? Like you're, oh, my stomach hurts so bad. Yeah, well, don't swallow tobacco. Oh God, I feel so terrible. Stop fucking around with sluts. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you guys are, in the same way she's a fucking loser for what she's doing, they're losers for what they're doing. You know what you're getting into. This isn't like some person that you thought was like super well intentioned. They're like, oh, this is what happens when you try, like when you are a selfish dick that wants to like fucking stick your dick in everything, and then you manipulate women. They get mad and they try to fuck you over. You both suck. You are both losers. But that's the reality. Like, it's like, I don't feel bad for any of you. If you were like a normal dude in a relationship with this woman and you gave your life to her, and then like all of a sudden she turned around like 10 years after marriage and she's like, fuck this guy, I'm going to take him for everything. Oh, that'd be devastating. But you're a fuckboy that has girls visit mommy to make it seem like it's legit and then dumps them once he gets bored. Like, I don't give a fuck,
And it's happening again.
Gentlemen, I have to tell you, it is you are in a huge fraternity. I'm not kidding when I say that this is the sign of success. I cannot, because of
I don't think it's the sign of success. I think that this is the sign of being a low quality man that prioritizes fucking girls over like trying to have a stable life with a family. Like, you don't need to have a fucking sex scandal going on in order to be like, wow, you're so successful. It just doesn't need to happen. It's fucking crazy.
Attorney-client privilege tell you how many men in a 25-year career I have seen this exact story play out with. Much of the time, there was no pregnancy. Much of the time, there was a pregnancy that mysteriously miscarries a short time later, usually after the check clears or the wire transfer is completed. Sometimes there is, in fact, a pregnancy, but many of the times, once that pregnancy comes to completion, wouldn't you know, the DNA test reveals that the individual who was alleged to be the father of this child, usually the one with a 7 or 8 figure bank account, turns out to not be it. And the scumbag boyfriend who they had on the side, who, makes minimum wage, he was the one who happens to have all the genetic markers.
He might have been fucking, he must have been throwing good dick. That's the thing, man. Like, you gotta throw good pipe. You can't be fucking around giving weak ass dick. You know what I mean? If you focus too much on that money, you don't have enough qualifications behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Tied to this child. So, there's a whole lot of ways this story ends at the majority of the time. And again, now is not we're not doing a post-mortem on this situation yet because it's not done yet. But I will tell you with a very high degree of confidence, knowing a lot more about this situation than anyone in this situation other than the gentleman himself, that there is a lot more happening here and a lot more information that if you were a reckless individual and ignoring my advice as counsel, you would unleash immediately both barrels. But I appreciate that you are at least following.
It sounds like they have some information. I don't know if it's like a hole in one, so to speak. But it sounds like they have a good counter narrative. I wonder what their information is. We won't know.
Following some of my advice. The fact that we're talking about this at all means you're not completely following my advice. The reality is, you don't talk, you walk. And the talking is about this stuff just gives it oxygen. I mean, you're just giving this individual's 15 minutes, another 15 minutes. I understand why you're doing it. I understand that it's important to want to protect yourself, and I understand that your partner here is less restrained.
You guys are certainly partners,
and certainly wants to protect you, which I respect the bonds of brotherhood in that way. But you want to finish listening to the last few seconds of this.
Well, it doesn't really seem like it's protecting anybody. It seems like it's, if anything, potentially hurting him.
Oscar-worthy performance.
Yeah.
I think we certainly can do that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bells. You got it.
Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me?
What you gonna do to me?
Nothing.
I'm gonna fart on you.
Well, why did I do anything to you?
Nothing?
It sounds like he thought she was just like, are you gonna hurt me? It's like a weird question.
Why did I do anything to you?
No, I know. So like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying I don't want a baby? That's all?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, let's go to the doctor, I guess.
To the doctor. So you want abortion?
I mean, yeah. Why do you want a kid now?
And why do you make me pregnant now?
Because I'm like, there's no way that's true. But then it's, oh wow, like.
So just think about it. It's meant to be.
Can I say why that might not be true? Or no, I can't.
No, not right now.
All right.
God wants you to have the baby.
Now God's involved.
Definitely not.
It is. God wants you to have a baby. 7 years never happened.
Pause real
and
quick,
then you're relating.
Pause real quick. A lot of you fucking guys in the chat, I don't know what you guys forgot or whatever. Some of you guys like think we're trad cons over here or we're super religious. We said it a million times. I'm not a practicing Muslim. Fresh isn't a practicing Christian.
Correct.
We run a
Oh, I guess that's just Andrew Tate and Sneeko then, I guess.
fucking dating podcast for all you ass cons and teach you guys how to get laid. So what the fuck makes you guys think
It's not really a dating podcast. It's like a getting laid podcast. Those are two different things.
we're sitting here and we're being traditionally conservative and all religious and shit? We've never been religious. We brought guests on that are religious that talk about religion and etc. But we're not because
Because there's like considerable crossover there because it's all conservative shit that disrespects women. Not all conservatives do disrespect women, just to be clear, but
bring guests on that have different viewpoints than us and we're okay with that. We don't have an echo chamber over here. But we've told you guys a million times, we're not fucking religious. So don't sit there and try to hold us to some standard like, oh, abortion's against the rule, all this other bullshit. Bro, number one, this shit ain't pregnant. It's fucking cap, in my opinion. I think it's a fucking lie, right? Because bitches have done this shit to me. It's happened. That's number one. Number two, we are not religious, okay, guys? We said this a million times. So you guys try to sit there, Fresh, you claim to be a man of God, you're a man of Christ, blah, blah. First I said many times, I'm a man of God and he's just kidding around. Y'all know that we deal with fucking chicks. We teach you how to get them.
Yeah.
Like,
We give you secular
we're not
advice.
trad cons over here.
Yeah. And
Gentlemen, the reality here is everyone who is listening to this, particularly any man who is listening to this, I know the majority of your audience is male, anyone who is listening to this, This should put a chill down your spine. You are not safe. You're only safe if you're unsuccessful. So feel free to be unsuccessful. You'll never have this problem. But I guarantee you that if you are a successful man, at some point, these kinds of allegations get made. I've had these allegations made against people who go, I've never even been in the same state as this woman. I've never been in a room with her. Or every time I've been in a room with her, there were other people there. This happens to married men. This happens to Muslims, Christians, Jews. This happens to pretty much everybody. And I will tell you, again, listen to this recording.
It just seems to happen to like rich guys that have a lot of money and fuck with whores. I don't know. This is my opinion. I mean, maybe, maybe one day it'll happen to me. And I'll be like, wow, you know what? He was right,
You've taken the time to listen to the recording, listen to the recording. Like, look, the reality is this is not how someone speaks when they're having an actual conversation. This is, if you said to me that her voice was AI, I would say, you know what, AI is way better than that. Like, this is shitty AI. Because what this is someone who really has no future as an actress. Because this is so unbelievably a setup. This is a professional hit. And why?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not 100% convinced. Again, this is his lawyer, so he's going to advocate as hard as possible. And I genuinely believe that this is him trying to have them show restraint. So I'm pretty sure, like, again, could be all true, but I think that this is him just having them show restraint. By being like, oh, let's play like an optics play. More than anything else. I wonder if he's getting paid for this too. Because also they get to make content out of this. This is probably like another thing. This is one of the problems of being content creators. Sometimes you divulge too much, so
why? If you can't see that, you're blind. And if you see that and then give credit to anything that this person is saying,
nah, I don't need that.
Then shame on you. And certainly don't claim to be, I'm a man of God or I'm not, whatever. Because look, the reality here is there's truth and there's fiction. And the reality of this recording is this is not a good faith conversation in any capacity. This is a setup. This is a hit. And when someone does a setup, a hit, and immediately unleashes that to the public for the purposes of clout chasing or a shakedown financially, anything else that comes out of that person's mouth, the Bush Doctrine applies. We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Oh, shit.
We don't do that. That's not what we do.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, even as us having the stream, I didn't even want to do it. I want to do an IRL stream and like get back to it, but people were just bombarding us with this. So it's like, all right, we'll address it for you guys. But it amazes me that you guys are so quick to believe that gets on the internet that clearly did this, set it up, premeditated, went to Instagram immediately after illegally recording a phone call, and you guys are so quick to say, wow, Fresh, you're such a bad guy, blah, blah, blah. Bro, this chick is lying. This is...
there's obviously going to be parts of it are lies. It doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that Fresh isn't an asshole who manipulated her. They could both be pieces of shit. Like, those things, those not that hard for that to happen.
My take, I'm not privy to the conversation that Fresh had with his counsel, but I'm telling you as an outsider looking at it, I'm like, bro, this is a fucking lie.
When I first came on, before we started recording, and I spoke with the two of you briefly, I said to both of you that I think that the less that's said about this, the better from a legal perspective. There's a script that I often give to clients, which is I have no specific recollection of any wrongdoing, although I acknowledge mistakes may have been made. I'd like to move forward past this unfortunate incident. You should write that shit down. I will tell you, there's a reason why you guys are excellent communicators. You have a great point of view. It's why I was a fan before I was your counsel.
Well, that doesn't speak well to you because they're pathetic losers that preach disrespect to women. So.
But I got to tell you, man, you're killing me right now. You're killing me with what you're saying right now. Because again,
I'm sorry, man.
From an entertainment and a reality perspective, I love it. Preach, my friends. But now is not the time to unleash the Kraken here.
I'm done.
There's a lot being said right now, and I appreciate, Walter, that you are taking my advice and you are not saying it. But we are going down roads that we do not need to go down right now. There will be time, as I've said now 4 or 5 times in this conversation, revenge is a dish best served cold. There are consequences for behavior, and it is not consequences against you I am talking about. There are consequences for the kinds of behaviors, for this kind of a professional attempt at a hit. Because I have to tell you, if you're going to strike at the king, you better kill the king. Because if you don't, he's still got a bigger platform than you. So this is one of those things that, again, just... I'm going to say it one more time. You can listen or you can ignore it. Now is not the time for all of this information to be put out there.
Yeah, no, my bad. I just...
No, not your bad. I appreciate it, but there is a time. There will be a time. Now is not that time. I am advising you, again, very emphatically, that now is not the time to share the many things you have to say, the many screenshots, all of the media information, all the things that I'm able to view that, I because of the benefit of attorney-client privilege.
No,
but I'm telling you, now is not the time.
I'll just say this. We're pursuing every legal course right now, both criminal and civil, against this fucking girl, okay? Just so y'all know. Like, we're going to make sure that she deals with the consequences of her actions, all right? What she did was a fucking felony in the state of Florida. I didn't realize that there's another count for putting it out there. So that's actually good on our end. So, and here's the other thing too. She's a foreign national from fucking China committing crimes in the United States. So, it is what it is, man.
Interesting. I wonder what that impact that has. I wonder if that would make our current law, our current legal structure, like less aggressive against her because of that.
Mo, I'm gonna fucking swear. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. So my thing is, she is absolutely going to deal with the consequences of these fucking actions, man. Because you want to come at first like this, you want to do this shit for all you ass clowns out there. Oh, bro, leave first, blah, blah. I'm not fucking going anywhere. It is what it is. I stand by him 100%. We have had our conversations behind the scenes. You guys can say whatever the fuck you guys want to say, but loyalty is a real thing. I don't believe in the term loyalty to a fault, because the whole reality of being loyal is you're loyal regardless of whether it's faulty or not. That's what.
No, that's stupid. Only children would engage like that. Just to be clear, when it comes down to it, like, I'm obviously going to be more charitable to people I know and my friends than anybody else. That's intelligent. That's the way that you should be operating, right? But like, if I have like a fucking friend that's like a scumbag piece of shit, then I'm not going to defend him. Like, if I have a rapist friend, I'm not going to defend this person, right? And that's one of like kind of the issues when it comes to the conversation. Like, oh, my buddy, well, he could never have done that. He could have never done that because he could have. Maybe he didn't. It's okay to be like more charitable to your friends, obviously. That makes sense. But, again, like, you don't want to blindly believe your friends are fucking innocent and perfect and could do no wrong. That would be ridiculous.
Loyalty is, you fucking ass clowns. But I guess this thing doesn't exist.
Like people who disagree, not to bring it up, but that's like the whole problem that like Tipster's having. He's defending his friends to a toxic fault, and then he ends up like embarrassing himself because he defending fucking lolicon shit. So yeah,
anymore. But that's all I'm gonna say is that we're pursuing every avenue to fucking go after this chick for the fucking baseless and false allegations she made, man.
I will say one thing. When Maya had a scenario. Okay.
What's the false allegation though? Like that she's not actually pregnant, or?
No. But he's just been a good friend because when people talk shit about your friend, you should defend them, especially when you know the truth. But yeah.
Yeah. If you know the truth. I mean, again, I don't trust these individuals. That's different. If you like know that it's not the truth, then that's different than like what we're talking about here.
Thanks, James. I'm gonna shut up now.
No, listen, I have to tell you, the bond of you guys' friendship is an amazing thing. And I have to tell you, and I'm not giving you anything.
Friends are gay, okay? But hey, God bless.
The way of attorney-client privilege when I say it. I've dealt with some really incredibly successful people when they're in this situation, and you can tell when someone's panicked, and you can tell when someone is genuinely trying to figure out what the hell's going on and how the hell to handle it, and acting in good faith. And from every possible metric, you've been acting in good faith on this and trying to get a handle on what is the right thing and what is actually going on, what is truth, what is fiction, what is conversation and what is performance, what is fake and what is real. And that's a hard thing to do. It is anytime intimacy is weaponized, and I've been a divorce lawyer a long time, so I know a thing or two about how people weaponize intimacy. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Because when we share with another human being, when we share with a woman, parts of ourselves, honest parts of ourselves, and we make ourselves even the slightest bit vulnerable, and then we have to spend the rest of the time pulling the knife out of our back. That's the kind of thing that makes a person jaded. And what I will tell you is, so far in my conversations with you, you haven't lost your sense of humor, you haven't lost your bonds of friendship, you haven't lost your loyalty, and you haven't lost your integrity. And that's a whole lot more than I can say for the other end of that phone call. So I think you should be proud of the way you're handling yourself in this situation. And I think that, again, as the details of this thing become a little more public and
I think these guys should just have sex at this point. This is very intimate.
Something that can be discussed in more depth after civil, criminal, and other remedies are fully allowed to move through the system. I think people.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's like a big problem. Like again, I've seen this guy talk before, and I kind of like enjoy. I kind of like him. But the problem is that he's a fucking lawyer, and lawyers are generally speaking kind of scummy. So, you know, we can't believe he's advocating for his client. That is a lawyer's job. The lawyer's job, like, unironically, is not to really find out the truth. It's to, it's really not to get to the truth. It's to do the most that you can to get your client off. And like, you know, you just can't. His words are compelling, but they don't mean anything to me, and they shouldn't really mean anything to anybody. You know,
there's gonna be quite a few people that owe you an apology. So.
All right. I think. I mean, is there anything else?
Gentlemen, I have to go.
No, we'll let you go, man. No, we'll let you go. We'll.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Great to see you. I have to say, my first time appearing was not going to be this.
Yeah.
Fate has a way of doing things, and you know, I just heard someone say that God planned this sort of thing. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that God did this so that you'd finally get me on the show. But I got to tell you guys, you really went to a hell of a length to get me on the show. I mean, this is impressive. You know, I really, you know, making this whole thing up. It's incredible. It's really amazing. I'm flattered. I have to tell you.
We're looking forward to it in person.
Myron, I wanted you to know I'm pregnant, and I'm pretty sure it's yours. So I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Hey, everyone says I'm gay anyway, right? So.
Oh, that's true.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, James, thanks for coming on, man.
Good to see you. I will speak to you very soon.
And guys, this is James Sexton.
Yeah,
41K watching. Go support him as well.
Yeah, go check him out, guys.
That's me at NYC Divorce Lawyer. See you soon.
All right, man.
Oh, is he trying to build his YouTube too? I mean, that would make sense as to what's going on here. A little bit.
Later. Peace.
Take care, gentlemen. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we brought one of the best in the business for y'all, man. James Sexton. So, look, guys, I know that's not what you might want to hear. Obviously, you know, this is like for real. This is very for real. And we're definitely going through. I mean, Fresh has been dealing with all this on the phone with lawyers and shit like that. He was at the police department, like, yeah.
Yesterday. Man, James is gone, right?
Yeah.
I can't say anything,
bro. I mean,
because I got so much to share, bro, and receipts, and I can't do it because if I do it, it might be bad, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you just heard what your lawyer said, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, best to just turn the stream off. You know. I wonder how much of this is content brain and how much of this is like, you know, like genuine. You know, like how much of this is content brain and how much of this is like, or like I really want to defend myself.
Like it is what it is.
Bro,
I mean,
oh man, bro, damn, man. what do I do, bro? All right,
you don't do anything. It's time to move on. You know, it's time to not post all your shit and stop being stupid. Listen to your fucking lawyer. That is what it's time for.
I'll read these chats. Yeah, I'll read these chats and then you can think about it. If you want to text James on the side and say what you want to say, but you already know, bro, more than likely. Whatever.
I'll tell you this, though.
You want to break up her?
A lot of supporters are supporting as well. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
No,
the haters are always louder, right? But like, it's crazy to me. But anyway, dude's name is both of you. Shut up, Myron. First, stop talking. Listen to your lawyer. Trust me. Yes, bro. I got you. And then Rumble Rants. All right, shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to Destiny, by the way. Destiny, we saw what you did, baby.
Yo, Destiny. Oh my God.
We saw what Destiny did, man. Listen, man. See, here's the thing, right? When Destiny went through his divorce, and everyone was trying to fucking kick him when he was down. Myron and Fresh, look, you guys were right. I was like, nah, we ain't doing that. Yeah, I fucking respect.
Wow, it's incredible. I respect him too much for that. And then he called you a stand-up guy, even though you guys are rape apologists who tell women that it's their fault for getting raped and they should have just chose better men. So probably not the best optics play there if you're trying to be somebody who, you know, comes off as somebody who cares about social issues. But okay.
Respect Destiny as a man. I like the guy. I don't agree with him, but I respect his viewpoints and I like the guy, even though we fucking disagree on virtually everything.
Listen,
okay, and that's another thing too that like I guess you guys are fucking confused because we bring people in from so many different perspectives. I guess we had Muhammad Hijab, we had Andrew Wilson on, two religious guys.
Laura
Loomer. And Andrew and Muhammad obviously are very religious, right? Orthodox Christian and Muslim. They obviously are not, you know, they're against abortion, they're against all this stuff. I guess you guys must have forgot that, like, we told y'all we're not religious. We're a fairly secular podcast. Hell,
100%.
we teach you guys, we started this podcast teaching you guys how to get fucking laid. We're not religious. Like, what the hell? You must be new here.
I even said it multiple times. I'm not practicing Christian. I understand the Bible to some length. You're not practicing Muslim, but it's like, bro, like
people forget, man. People forget. They're trying to hold us to like some religious standard. And it's like, bro, we told y'all from the beginning, we're not religious.
I'll tell you this though. Destiny posted the live stream they talked to her on. If you want more context, go watch that.
Yeah, you roasted her. Stupid.
Yo, that nigga went in. But granted, he answered 4 questions.
Yeah.
Why this? Why that? Why you doing this? And it's apparent what the real motive is, but that's all I'll say.
Yeah, shout out to Destiny, man.
Shout out to Destiny, man. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
He's not even my friend. Imagine that.
Well, we had his back, and he got ours, man. I mean, bro, integrity speaks volumes, guys. And here's the thing, too. Ask a lot of these YouTubers that have worked with us in the past. What do they always fucking say? Yo, Fresh Fit are cool guys. They ain't gonna backstab you. They're
that doesn't mean anything to me. If you think that these are cool guys, you're a fucking loser. Like, these guys are pieces of shit. Their whole podcast is about disrespecting women. It's not like the ringing endorsement that I'm hearing. Anybody who says that they're cool guys are scumbags. That's just the reality, at least to me. So.
Like, that's just how we move. Like, and it's crazy to me how I get criticized. We get criticized for, well, you guys are loyal to people, your friends, etc. Look at it paying it back in dividends, right? Yeah. Like, Destiny don't agree with us. He didn't have to do that, but he fucking shit on her anyway. It was fucking fantastic. It was awesome. It was fantastic.
Go to his channel, man.
But yeah, go check it out, man. But like, the point I'm trying to make is that people respect that trait. For all you idiots out there that sit there and say, man, you're loyal to a fault. Bro, it always comes back around positive.
Loyalty is a good thing, but like, again, there is a to a fault aspect here that we've hit. You know, when you defend your friend regardless of what the context is.
When you do good to people, man.
Yeah.
When you do good to people, and you're not a piece of shit, right? And you don't sit there and you backbite them and attack them when they're down and everything else like that, or trying to get a gotcha moment or any of this other crap. They fucking respect you for that shit. Especially in this realm, in YouTube, where everyone's a fucking snake, bro. People are real snakes out here.
Yeah.
Like, preying on your fucking downfall. Every day, there's people preying on us, like, going down. People laugh when we got demonetized. People laugh when we get
well, yeah, because you guys are being extraordinarily fucking racist. Like, you got demonetized for like putting on donning a fucking KKK hood and like making your profile pictures like monkeys to mock Aberrant Preach. Yeah, no shit.
When anything bad happens to us, etc., but we're still fucking here.
And isn't it funny? People are like, oh, we call Fresh Fit for comment. You didn't call us. You just made a video.
Who said that?
I'm not gonna say who, but they made a video, and it's like, all right, cool. I see you, bro.
Yeah,
I see how it is. I see how it is. I'm gonna stay quiet, but I won't forget.
Wrecked.
Actually, hashtag's still over there.
Okay.
There you go.
Damn, bro.
McChucky98, yo, Fresh, behind you, 100%. All the value you guys have given me, there's no turning back on
I thought that was a fucking woman, dude. Holy shit.
you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Cloud Gaming says, I stand with you, Fresh. Myron, love your loyalty to your homeboy, man. City boys, we up.
It's a lost, bro. It's really a lost
art.
It amazes me how it's just a lost discipline. It's like a lost thing, and people always say masculinity is dead, right? Like, we live in the lost boy generation. Yeah, I mean, it's not just the inability to speak to women or the people not being in shape or lower testosterone levels. Like, being loyal to your friends, especially your guy friends, is like a masculine trait. Standing through thick and thin is very important, right?
I don't think that's a masculine trait. Being loyal is a good trait. Women can be loyal as well, but okay.
And that's a lost art too. It's like we've lost masculinity in so many other ways that people don't even realize. And what I've noticed, especially from coming into like this world, the entertainment world, etc., from coming from a law enforcement background, loyalty is a foreign concept. Like, it's like a
no integrity.
There's no integrity, and it's like the profession I came from, right? As you guys know, I used to work in law enforcement. Like, you're hitting a door with somebody. Like, you can literally both die going in. You needed to trust the guy that you were going into the house with. So, like, whether you liked each other or not, there was that level of respect and that level of like, oh, yo, I'm loyal to you because we can fucking die together, guys.
That's so hot.
Like,
making me super fucking horny right now, dude. This is actually such a hot podcast.
I said before, if there's one thing you learn from this podcast, you guys have seen all the bullshit that we've been through. You guys want to know why we're successful and we keep fucking pushing through? Because we stick together, man.
We don't give up.
That's why we stick.
It's interesting how he has like it seems like he has a legitimate love for his friends. I guess the same way I have love for my wife. I guess that's a beautiful thing, I suppose. I guess that's something. Maybe that's where I guess that's where all of his loyalty went, his love for his wife. Cool, man. Yeah, great.
Together, and you guys can say whatever the fuck you guys want to say about Fresh, about Mo, about Bills, about Chris, or whatever. They're with us during the darkest times, bro.
Yep.
And that's why we're still here, giving y'all the content that we're giving y'all. That's why we've been able to go strong, bro. Most YouTubers, you guys think most YouTubers would be around almost a year after the fact if they got demonetized?
No, they'd be gone.
They'd be fucking gone.
Well, yeah, but you also have like a different channel. Like, this is more of a Rumble thing, and you intention. The reason that you built up is because you're provocative. Like, like you're incredibly provocative. Like, I've been provocative too for views. You pulled up pretty fast. But you guys got lucky with alternative platforms, sure.
The fact that we've still been able to give y'all content, and not only I give y'all fucking bangers, give y'all amazing shit.
We had so many guests come on.
So many guests come on.
So
We've had banger
come.
guests. We had Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Candace Owens, Andrew Wilson, Jake Shields.
That's crazy.
Rampage Jackson.
Rampage Jackson.
That's crazy,
fuck, man. Just so many I can't even.
TK.
What about Destiny, dude? Come on.
TK Kirkland was just here. Academics, like, bro, like, we've brought so many people in the past like couple of months. In 2024, everyone's like, oh, Fresh Fit's gonna fall off in 2024. They're gonna fall off. Fuck out of here, man. We began fucking better and better and better, giving y'all IRL streams, etc. We've just made the content better, new studio, etc. Everyone thought we were down for the count. We got demonetized. We're fucking here. You guys want to know why we're here? Because we stick
together
with the people that we came in with. That's why. When you're loyal to people, they're loyal to you. Like I told y'all before, Destiny didn't have to fucking do that shit. But why did he do that shit? Because like, damn, Fresh Foot stood by me, even though we're not.
I don't think it's because he was being loyal to you. Just to be clear, like I disagree with the way that Destiny acted there, but I don't think it was to fucking grift for attention from them. I think it's because like listen, people say like, oh, he has a thing for kids. Not sexually. Like he's very defensive about kids. That might be true. I don't know if I believe that. I think that like, you know, false allegations are very readily available on the internet. And, you know, people get very triggered over some form of false allegation. I do as well. And I feel like it's part of that. But, you know, but I don't, at the very least, I don't think anybody believes that it's some blind loyalty to his friends Myron, you know, and Walter.
Not friends, but they didn't fucking attack me while I was down. So you know what? I'm gonna fucking shit on this girl for them.
All right. I don't think Destiny criticized her for you. I don't think he was like, you know what? Let me get some good boy points with Fresh and Fit. Now if Myron and if Walter were in the wrong, do I think Destiny would criticize him? He might have not have to maintain the friendship or the relationship for content. I don't know about that, but I don't think that he's like, yeah, let me do this for, you know, this. I don't think that's what it is. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just a huge Fresh and Fit glazer.
Yeah, Tom.
Any other questions?
But that's what happens because integrity's so goddamn rare that when you actually do get it, people are like, God damn, I respect this shit.
Damn, I respect this shit. So
they didn't kick me.
I can't take this anymore.
They didn't kick me while I was down for some views, like everyone else fucking did.
Okay.
Guys, I'm telling y'all, man. Maybe you're not a loyal person right now watching the show. Maybe you're not someone that has integrity. Maybe you're a guy that fucking flows with the wind, right? And you're not able to maintain friendships.
That's
People
me.
don't respect you.
Oh my God, that's me.
Bro, practice going against.
I have no problem maintaining friendships.
Practice being that guy that people can trust. Practice being that guy that people can rely on.
He also criticized Fresh. Yeah, he called him a fucking idiot. Yeah.
Tells you something and says, bro, don't say nothing. You want to be that motherfucker. No one ever heard it. You know how many times people say, yo, don't tell nobody this, blah, blah, blah? Cool. It dies with me. And then they never hear it again. And then they're like, yo, I'm going to tell you something, yo, etc. I'm going to tell you this. Like, yo, don't tell nobody. I'm like, bro, when's the last time you heard something that you told me again? And they're like, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Shit like that is what I pride myself on. People tell me shit, bro. I told y'all. Arab told me himself he was fucking kidnapped and he said, don't say nothing. All right? Y'all heard it? Y'all didn't hear it, did you? You heard it when he announced it on Twitter? But that little shit like that, guys, is so important, man. And this isn't a podcast about me telling y'all how to develop masculine traits, etc. But I'm just telling y'all, man.
I thought that was with a podcast. What?
If you have these traits, it's fucking respected.
Wait, what the fuck is your podcast then? It's just dating? You don't explain to men how to be... Okay, whatever. Thank you so much for the medium gut from X Slate. Slate? Is that how you say it? Incredible. Thank you so much.
Because it's so goddamn rare nowadays, man.
I mean, even in public, walking into rooms, when you have that respect, you walk in.
Yeah, you walk in.
People show you homage.
Shit.
That's why in Miami, we're good.
Yeah.
And wherever we go.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? I have a friend, and he used to tell me that his biggest test for knowing if a girl's worth keeping is if they hold the door for you, they open the door for you on the other side. When you open the door for them for your car, they open it for the other side so they can let you in. Right? He saw this in like a Bronx Tale or whatever fucking thing it was. It was weird. Wow, thank God this fucking idiot pulled that. It was weird, and I feel like it was like what he thinks it means to be like a good person. Like, oh, people walk in the room and see you. Oh, the girl will open the door for you. But I'm not entirely sure it necessarily is. It just kind of seems like, oh, this is what I think a man is, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
It's pronounced Slate. Slate. Z or S? Glate?
Did you break the TV? This nigga,
yeah, there's a line through the TV now.
This nigga went crazy. It's fine though. What's that? The Punisher cup?
I'm fucking taking it hard though. This is fucking crazy.
This Punisher cup is gone.
I punished the Punisher cup.
The standard cup is gone, bro. Punisher says, "Hey yo, Myron, love you, bro, but you owe me some money for breaking my damn mug. I take Zelle, PayPal, and personal checks." He punished a cup. He punished a Punisher cup. Oh man,
give me a second to do these chats.
That is love though, man. I appreciate it, bro. For real.
Yeah.
That one really gave me a tear, bro. That one really, that one actually.
I was like,
funny, man.
Drink some water? No, he want to crash a cup.
Yeah, funny, man.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Doesn't want to
Yeah. Frank Castle for real. Holy.
Jay's already ordering another one as we speak.
Oh, for real? Yeah. Shout out to Jay from
just so y'all know, guys, like real talk, man. I had a conversation with Fresh about this shit off air, man. Like I'm not gonna fucking sit here.
He chewed me out. Trust me.
Like,
trust me.
We already had this conversation, man, and I know y'all like, yo, go fish accountable. Trust me, man. Behind the scenes, like, yo, man, it's done. He's not gonna do some dumb shit like this ever again, bro. You know what I mean?
Like date thoughts and get like lie to them? What's the dumb shit that he's doing? I'm curious.
It is what it is. Like we talked about it off air, and you know, and I've made mistakes too, of course. And he's talked to me on the side as well, right? And like, but I don't think I genuinely don't believe that those conversations are to be had on the internet. I think that should be done behind closed doors.
This part I agree with.
Yeah.
This part I agree
and that's
with.
it. Like you don't need to make it a fucking spectacle. Like if I really care about you and I'm gonna have a conversation with you where I care about your self-interest, why am I gonna do it in front of a camera? Like
That's a big red flag.
Like, yo, that's a big red flag if someone's trying to hold you accountable in front of a camera. That's weird, bro. That's weird. Because how can you actually have a genuine, fruitful conversation in front of a camera? Because we're all men here. We all don't want to back down or look.
Well, I'm not entirely convinced that you would have a genuine conversation with her with or without a camera. General, but okay. I mean, especially if you're manipulating her for sex.
Crazy or get you
I mean, again, she's dumb enough to date a fucking fresh and fit podcast person. So, like, you know, what's that say about her? But
on camera, like,
whoa,
listen to yourselves when you say this stupid shit. Hold them accountable on camera. That tells me you haven't lived life for real. That tells me you haven't lived life for real. For real. I'll give you guys a fucking example. I remember one time.
Please do.
I was a team leader on a takedown, right? On a fucking house.
Yeah.
And one of the agents fucked up. They didn't do something properly, right?
Yeah.
Instead of shitting on him in front of everybody, right, and making him look crazy, I said, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I pulled him to the side and I told him, hey, man, don't do that. Do X, Y, Z instead. He's a new agent. Why am I going to fucking chew him out in front of everybody? But see, that's just a life skill that you learn from people.
Did you lie to this guy to fuck him or what? You know, I guess we don't know if that part's true. I don't know. Okay, cool. I mean, he probably did fuck him. He's gay, but
being a real individual and like working a real job and dealing with people normally, you don't ever shit on people publicly. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that, right? Obviously, when we're on the internet here and you guys call in and ask your questions, cool. That's different, right? You guys are calling in and you know that you're going to get roasted sometimes publicly, but here's the beauty. It's anonymous. Nobody knows who you are. You're calling in.
Yeah.
It's fine, right?
Well, I mean, if you're calling in and everybody's like, hey, this is going to be like a publicized thing, I think it's a little bit different there. Like, that makes it more okay. Yeah. You know, I don't think is something that should have ever been public.
When you're shitting on someone publicly, right? It just doesn't work most of the time, guys. So for you guys to sit there, bro, we have our conversations behind the scenes. Trust me. There's a big. Why do you think he's going to the gym and he's been doing speech therapy? We talked about this shit.
What? What does the gym have to do with this?
All right. So, you know, and people can say whatever. Oh, first, his speech still sucks. But bro, watch a podcast from 4 years ago.
Speech sucks.
Oh, and you won't understand nothing this nigga's saying.
That's a fact. That was terrible.
You know.
What is happening here? What did I miss? Like, how did we get here? How did we get to this guy doesn't know how to speak? What the fuck did I miss?
Yeah, we live and we learn, you know?
Yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. I've always thought that was very weird and goofy that some of y'all be in the chat saying, hold him accountable, Myron. Yeah, I already did. We already had a very long conversation about this shit earlier today.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious, what's the accountability that you need to hold him to if he's 100% in the right? Like, I'm not understanding. Is it the type of girls he's fucking with? Because that's not going to be true. You guys fuck with a bunch of sluts all the time. I don't understand what do you feel like he did wrong? I don't quite understand. Like, I'm curious. I'm just curious, I guess.
So anyway,
here's what it is, man.
Yeah. What's up next?
Hold on 1 second.
You guys done?
All right.
Sorry for smashing the TV, bro. Goddamn, man.
It's fine. Know your value. Fresh. Keep your effing mouth shut. Don't be emotional like a 304. Is be logical every step of the way.
$100 from Castle Club.
I want to say so much right now.
Also, if she is like legitimately pregnant and then there's pregnancy hormones going on, I mean, I think that's a factor. That's the thing, right? It's so interesting because in the red pill, there are some things that they say that are factual, but they say it in a way that's meant to be disrespectful. So being like, hey, women are emotional. Like, yeah, true. Men are emotional too. We just express our emotion in anger. I would say that women tend to be a little bit more erratic in their emotional behavior because they have more hormones going through them, like more hormones going up and down, bigger hormone cycles than men. But that doesn't make them like less than or unable to do anything. I mean, if anything, they're probably, you know, better at managing their emotions when they have them because they're experiencing them more because of hormones. It's not like, you know, nobody chooses to be emotional. But they'll say it's like dismiss, oh, they're emotional. So that just dismisses everything that they're saying. That's not like true. Just because somebody gets emotional doesn't dismiss what's going on or what they're saying or what's going on around them. You know, women tend to be more emotional because they have the ability to give life. I think it's a beautiful thing that should be respected and understood. That's why when my wife does get a little irrational sometimes, like, I don't fucking shit on her because, like, I understand she's going through different hormone cycles, especially since we're like going on hormones to have babies. That just beats the fuck out of your body, right? So.
Can Fresh not read? Mario, can you read it for him?
Yeah,
Fresh do not read nothing.
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Okay. Morpheus, we love you guys. You're not alone. Appreciate that, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Demi Ryan Loyalty Fresh. I understand you want to speak, but if you talk, I will show up to the live in my semi truck and personally apply a belt to ass. Nah, but for real though, love you guys.
I bet he'd like that, baby. What the fuck?
Yeah, and notice how the people that really
Spank
rock with us
me,
are saying
daddy.
shut up, but the people that don't give a fuck are saying no, bro. Like, what do you L lawyer?
I mean, they're here for the drama, dude. They're here for the drama. That's what your podcast is. It's a drama podcast, but it just embarrasses women, so they're here for the drama.
Like,
that's the audience that you've generated.
like, yo, it's just crazy. Like, people don't give a fuck. Like, they really don't give a fuck, and that's fine. That's fine, but it's just like, it just goes to show people's like real true colors. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting.
Yeah, true colors.
Wait,
what?
Law of Distraction says, doesn't mean she is pregnant, but talking on it will always give both sides more to fight over. Mine is explain the definition of loyalty. Literally help your brothers out, especially in time of need. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, oh shit. Damn, I'm getting info real time.
Damn, dude, $100? Shit, where's my
Myron,
$100
crew of family.
Myron,
That's from Durag.
you're a real friendly individual.
Like Myron, shout out to you, man.
Durag, yeah.
Didn't have great outlook on life, and now I do. Thanks to you two. Wife and I both down 25 pounds, exercise 60 days in a row. My wife and I love y'all. Thanks for changing our life.
Oh, very good.
Hey, man. That's what it's about, bro.
I really hope he just keeps playing that bell. It's so stimulating into my ears, you know?
Myron's the king of crash outs. No one can ever doubt that Myron truly cares about his people. Has the most loyal. He's the most loyal dude I know. Fresh, bro. We all know what she's doing. Don't stress it. We got your back. I appreciate that, Jay Costa. The real ones know, bro. Guys, we went through this shit literally 3 years ago, and it's amazing how some of y'all got amnesia and like.
And they forgot when I had your back.
Yeah.
It's almost.
It's incredible that you're constantly going through these issues with women, man. It's almost like you should stop fucking around with whores. Like, who would have fucking thought? Oh, damn.
If like you guys forget like when we have the people issues, it's not like okay, this is bad. Forget them. It's more like nah. I'm here to say the story. We got to say the facts. Got it. We can move forward in a correct way to make people understand what it really is. Unfortunately, though, because it's criminal now, I have to on some level remain silent because if I do talk too much, then it's too much exposure. But, hey, bad, life is good because you know why life is good?
We just found out another crime that she's involved in.
Bro, it's just like, man.
All right, let's go. What else do we got?
Whatever.
None of the day ones believe this gold digging piece of shit. Yeah.
Shout
out to
Lemur.
Yeah, Black Lemur, baby. Let me stroke that lemur.
Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out Black Lemur, man.
Shout out to you, man.
No, we did this one.
Can I?
No.
Can I say something?
No.
Can I say something? Can I say something? I love this girl so much.
You just got to text another crime that she involved in.
No, not that. I was gonna say like
No.
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 But it's not even like bad. It's just like
Dude, just shut the fuck up. Just like shut the fuck up and like you're lawyered up. Okay? You've sold the story. You had your lawyer come on for half an hour. You paid him for his half hour to come on and introduce incredible amounts of doubt into her story. Smart play, by the way. All right? Dude, you're fucking winning. You're winning this situation. All right? You're winning. Shut up.
FYI, man.
You're calling it fresh as a vasectomy? That might be true. Just because he has a vasectomy, though, doesn't necessarily mean that he can't get a girl pregnant, just to be clear. But if that's true, again, listen, if they got a bombshell, I'm fucking all for it. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, you know, it's just, it's hard to believe. I mean, you shouldn't believe anybody really without, you know, evidence, but it's difficult to believe them because they're not particularly trustworthy individuals, you know?
Like, remember, I made a statement. Okay,
and like the most logical, obvious situation here, like if you're from the outside looking in, is that this is a fuckboy who most likely manipulated a girl and said things that he thought she wanted to hear to get her to fuck him, and then dropped her, and then she, like, you know, when she was pregnant, and then she's upset about it, and so she's being vindictive in the way she goes about it. That's the most like probable, you know. Hey, again, with more information, we might find out there's like a million different things. He might have had a vasectomy. You know, he might be actually a trans man with no fucking penis. I don't fucking know. You know, but we'll find out. We'll see.
Let's say this. Just so it's indirectly gonna say what I'm gonna say right now.
Why?
I made a statement on my vlog and on the show
Why,
multiple times.
It's like a diary.
And I said, this is a matter of fact, guys. Look it up if you want to.
I don't.
I said, if a girl's on camera with me, she is what? Not my girl. Just keep that in mind. That's all I'm gonna say. If a girl's on camera with me, she's not my girl. Because if she's not, like, for example,
this is so fucking stupid for him to say. He's so dumb. He's such a dumb person. I'm gonna explain to you why. He's saying right now that if I ever have a girl come on camera with me, then that's not my girl. I always keep her hidden. What he's saying is that he never actually dated this girl ever, which means that if she can prove that they had a fairly intimate relationship that would be similar to an actual dating relationship, that means that she gets to run the narrative now very easily with a decent lawyer that he's a liar and he manipulated her from the start and that it was all a scam. So why are you talking? Like, how are you so fucking stupid? Like, shut up. Like if she gets a decent lawyer that can prove that they had like a boyfriend girlfriend type relationship or something that at least mimicked that, then he's gonna be able to take that and run with it. She's gonna be able to take that and run with it. But you keep talking, like it's like he's so like he doesn't understand, because that's the angle I would absolutely run with. That's the angle that I would absolutely run with. If I was her lawyer, I would be watching this podcast for any little thing. I would see that. My angle would be, I'm going to start collecting evidence. I'm going to start collecting evidence that shows like, oh no, they actually had a relationship that was like very intimate. Like it was more than just sex. It was this, is that. Like, what is he doing? Like he needs to stop talking. Like he just doesn't understand like when to take his foot out of his mouth. He's been told by his lawyer to stop this. He's so dumb.
I'm going to say this again, just so you understand. If I bring a girl on camera, she's not my girl. You never see my girl because I know what happens when you bring her on the internet. I learned from experience. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
But said in the past before. So
Really wish I got a heel, but what are you gonna do?
What else do we got here?
that's all I'm gonna say. Indirectly.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not really saying anything indirectly. You're literally he's such a dumb person. He's so dumb. He's so fucking dumb. He's so dumb. Oh my god. Oh. He's gonna I hope she gets a decent lawyer and just rails into that. He's so stupid.
I get it. Fresh and Myron. That's from.
I get it. Myron is like he's low toned, so Myron knows that Walter's being dumb as hell.
Hey, tuning train. I'll never turn my back. Thank you guys for everything. Standing strong with these guys. Like the fucking video, he threw his cup. Fuck yeah, bro. Like,
Oh yeah, he threw it all right.
Shit annoys me, man. Like it really bothers me. There's a few things that piss me off. Pussies.
The longer they run this podcast episode, the worse it's gonna get for him. Holy fuck.
And bigger pussies. And what I mean by that is like men that don't have any fucking spine, bro. No character. Like I fucking hate these niggas, bro. In my fucking chat while I'm streaming. Leave fresh. Nigga, I'm over here playing some fucking Overwatch and you guys are overwatching our lives like some fucking losers, some fucking gossiping bitches. You're
literally gossiping right now. You're gossiping about your friend's life. Like you can't listen. I always say it. Like I love the drama too. We're sitting here rotting our brains on some dumb shit that doesn't matter to us and it has no impact on our life. That's what we're doing. That's what you guys. This is what they do too. Like not to the exact same that I do, but this is what you're doing too. You're encouraging it. If you guys weren't drama individuals, you wouldn't be doing this. You would just be like, I'm gonna leave it to the lawyers. What are you talking about? You guys are just as guilty.
It's like a novella. It's almost like our lives
pathetic.
are what they live by to watch. But
fucking pathetic.
Again, I get it, but it's almost like, bro, like it's almost invasive. But then again, public.
Invasive?
Whatever, man.
Make content. I
get it. It's just like, damn, man. Let's see here. Being a friend to someone isn't easy. It's very difficult. Fair weather friends aren't your friends. They're just wolves in sheep's clothing. Also, Mo. Yeah, that's true, man. We got your back. Well, CEO Network. We up.
Tell some of my guys at CEO Network, man.
W Mine Rant. I appreciate that. A lot of distraction. W Sneeko for defending first as well. Yeah, shout out to Sneeko.
Yes, he did.
Shout out to Sneeko, who has the same bad values, who doesn't hold his friends accountable. If someone's actually your friend, you'll go through the extra steps to educate them as to why they're wrong, because you want to see them grow and improve as a person. You're not going to just tell them everything that they want. Like my wife's my best friend. We were having a conversation about something just before. We were having a conversation today about something, and she was like upset with somebody that something that somebody did, and she just wanted me to be on her side. And I was like, actually, I kind of disagree with you because I love my wife, and I'm not just gonna lie to her. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that in the long run, is that positive? If and I feel the same way back. I don't want her to lie to me either. I want her to tell me that, like, whatever she feels about something, and she always does. Is it annoying in the moment for each other? Yeah, of course it is. It's annoying as shit. Like, oh, shut up. But it is what it is.
You're defending me.
Even after Amber Heard tried to bury Johnny Depp, these dumbasses still be believing. Thank you so much.
I think Amber Heard's probably a little bit different than this, but okay.
Watch your haters. They're gonna eat crow in the end. Get the purdy little mouths ready.
Shout out to Mr. Lucario, Miles, sitting in the center. Hit me up on
the Pokemon.
On the side and say, yo, Fresh, what's going on? Like, you good? And before they make content, they say, yo, what's the deal here? Because that's what friends really do. They don't just say, oh, we tried calling you.
Hey, what did it do, brother? What did it do?
No response. I'm making a video and talk shit. And it's almost like you can see who your real friends are when they actually hit you up and say, bro, you good?
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, we're going to talk shit about this guy because I hate him.
And that respect is because we
if they're okay.
That respect, right? Up front, like, yo, we're not going to fucking try to do no.
Bro, I just remember every single time they cry that ABBA didn't like actually engulf his cock. ABBA went on there because he thought they were clowns and they talked, and then he got off there. He's like, these guys were clowns. Like, I can't believe he did that. We're supposed to be friends now because we talked once. It's like these guys are weird.
Bullshit. Like, we're gonna bring you on and have a good interview and everything else like that. And people respect that shit, man.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? That's it. Okay, DG Bill, WFNF, W Tate. I don't believe nothing until I see evidence first. Yep, shout out to you, man. You actually have a brain.
I mean, when it comes to the Andrew Tate shit, there's a plethora of evidence. If you don't look at it and acknowledge it, then you're just willfully ignorant.
W Brotherhood, we got your back, fresh. Shout out to you, Cacho. Appreciate that, man. Haters are gonna hate, man.
W
And then
brother.
Mr. Josh says, "Don't talk." That's fine. I did most of the talking anyway. Why isn't nobody holding that chick accountable? She's stupid and an.
It doesn't really matter if you're the one talking. Like, you're his like best friend. So the lawyers, again, if this is angles, this is all gonna be angles. You know, this is all gonna be an angle thing. But
had these modern day women ish. Man, protect your.
yeah, I'm not their real friend because I didn't call them before I made a video. What am I gonna call them about?
Because these hoes wicked out here just don't make no goddamn sense here, bro. Told y'all before, man. Girls don't take rejection well, and that, you guys are seeing it right now.
Because guys take it real well too.
Man.
People tend to not take rejection particularly well. Like you're seeing guys like punch women in the face because they get rejected at a bar. Like I saw a video of a guy stabbing a girl like 14 times because she said no to him. Like what? Like this is something that goes back and forth, and I would argue that like men are worse when it comes to them getting upset about particular things. But you know what, dude? Bitches do be tripping, brother. That's all I needed to know.
Y'all don't see. Y'all literally see
Nobody's
it.
safe, bro. Nobody's safe. Not even us.
You know, it's just like, goddamn, bro. Like, she can't take a L. She's probably never been told no in her life. Had a girl while in service do the same thing. Her own friend showed all the proof of how she was going to set me up. NCIS would have been on my ass. She claimed essay, fake pregnancy, steamrolled at 304. See, man, real ones know, man. Like, see, yo, it's the dudes that don't deal with women that believe this shit. Real talk. Like the guys that don't get no pussy, haven't been laid in 8-9 months, that don't deal with females on a regular basis. Y'all dumbasses believe this shit.
Yo, they donate.
Tylon, day ones, shit ain't fucking leaving. Keep leading from the front, gentlemen. FNF2. Shout out to the wrong ones, man. Coming back.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. This is my home.
And that was a
They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to you guys, bro. Became friends with Destiny. He showed his loyalty yesterday. Part 2, I bumped my credit score to 78 points. It's now 692. I finally got 4 months of savings, and on my journey to weight loss was 330, now 300 in 2 months. Okay, shout out to you, bro. Fuck
Good job, man.
Martin Walter, you guys have no idea how much you helped me. I just went through a divorce and I have 2 kids. I'm prior military, so I fully understand your loyalty. I hope this 100 helps, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man.
Damn.
Like,
all right. Well, they're getting lots of donations. I guess I gotta go start a scandal. Just kidding. Good for them. Yeah, man. Like I said, I literally do not give a shit about the outcome of this. At the end of the day, we're talking about a woman that dated a scumbag red pillar. Hard to feel bad for you for being that stupid to date a literal red pillar whose podcast revolves around, you know, being a loser. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. So that's pretty much that's that. I wonder if there's something else we could do. Let me go take a quick piss. Like that was pretty good. Is there other stuff that you guys want to talk about? Like what's going on? What's my audience looking like today? It's so late at night. Oh, I should probably